Hi everyone, comic book reviewer here. This time reviewing on Freakier Friday. Now, as you know, Freakier Friday is a 2025 fantasy comedy film, which of course was meant to be the sequel to the 2003 film Freaky Friday that I did cover a couple years ago. And the best way I can say about Freakier Friday, it's emulating the first film, but it obviously knows what it has to be. Trying to say history repeating itself, being older and wiser, and making sure not to emulate similar mistakes the second time when you're basically having new family members, new responsibilities, and new issues and problems. And the premise of the film is meant to take place 22 years after the events of Freaky Friday. We kind of see how right away that Tess, as well as basically Anna, have now kind of learned from their experience in the first film and have gone on to become more successful, with obviously Anna being more of this music producer. We kind of see how Tess does her own sort of basically podcast, and we kind of see how after basically basically an issue with her daughter and another classmate, we kind of see how obviously Anna ends up falling in love with basically with basically with the sort of classmate who's meant to be Lily's father, Eric. This becomes a love at first sight thing, and we kind of see right away that Harper as well as Lily do fight like children, and we do kind of see how both Tess as well as Anna do try to have to handle the situation, another problem, and so forth. And we kind of see how right away after something that happens with this sort of fortune teller, we see how all four of them switch bodies, and it's basically the children in the role of the parents and the parents in the role of the children. And it's obviously clear that both Tess and Anna have to make sure that Harper and Lily don't do anything stupid and reckless, and it's clear that both Harper and Lily see this as a golden opportunity to cancel the wedding at any means necessary. I think, unlike other films that rely heavily on nostalgia, I think Freakier Friday handles it a little better. It's not trying to be too enforceful, but it makes sense where characters have gotten older, other characters are where they're supposed to be, and it kind of also shows you that the people in Tess as well as Anna's life have gone on to do other things, or are basically at other places, or have gone to do other things. Like, it's kind of also clear that the teacher who gave obviously Anna a hard time still works at the school, and it kind of puts a good symbolism to how people are still at their workplace despite obviously being at a dead end job. It's kind of like looking at obviously Mama P and Grandma Chang, showing just how, yeah, the people that you once knew are going to still be part of your life. And I think it handles that a little better. It kind of reminds you that people are still going to be at the same workplace, people will still be your friends and allies, even after years later. I think what the film tries to do, is emulate a little too much of the first film plot. And I think it's clear the film definitely missed an idea about using obviously Anna's former friend, Stacy, who could have had a daughter who does want to be Harper's friend, but you can tell there's a little bit of tension, and you could even have it with Anna and Stacy seeing each other again years later, and showing the perfect symbolism of how, yeah, just because your parents didn't get along doesn't mean that the kid as well as their sort of peer can't do the same. There was an opportunity for that idea, and I wouldn't really have minded that. But I can see what it's trying to do here. It's trying to do the whole history repeating itself storyline, and we've seen this dozens of times. I think my best thoughts about Freakier Friday, it's there to use the first film's formula, but it's using it carefully. It's not overgoing bold on nostalgia, but it's there to make it clear that history will repeat itself. It's just learning from experience, being older and wiser, and not emulating mistakes is what makes you understand, not to kind of see other people copy it, but it's up to them if they heed your words of advice. So I think the film definitely deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.